You're a high-level tech. You shouldn't even be doing tires. I picked this comment not because of vanity or trying to boost my own ego, but because there's a lot of high technicians who are stuck doing a lot of tires. And here's how. The shop I work at now focuses on auction vehicles and getting them back to being roadworthy. So truth be told, we really do not do any tires. Ignoring profitability, it's just not time efficient. With the type of repair work I do, it's actually kind of nice to be able to do tires once in a while. On occasion. Sometimes. Rarely. Here's the thing. The unique dynamics of the current job market has it so that a lot of high-level technicians are doing a lot of tires. It's just... Here is our auto shop. We've got the boss, we've got our sales team, and then we have repair techs and tire techs. Now the ratio between repair techs and tire techs are going to differ depending on the type of auto shop you have. You know, whether you're low volume, high tires, low volume, low tires, medium volume, or high volume. And pretty much every corporation is going to have some kind of formula, like if a shop has an increase of 133% in tire sales, then that shop is able to have one more job position available for a tire tech. The big difference between repair technicians and tire techs is how they are paid. Repair techs are paid flat rate, anywhere between $15 to $65 per flat rate hour, whereas tire techs are paid hourly, $10 to $18. You might be wondering how the pay could possibly be so low, and I'm trying to keep region in mind. You know, the pay in New York City is going to be vastly different than bumblefuck nowhere, Arkansas. As far as I know, everybody starts as a tire tech and then eventually works their way up to repair tech. And the problem stems with how we pay our tire techs. It's just way too low, especially when McDonald's and Burger King are comparably the same. And while by no means am I trying to disparage against fast food workers, but the auto industry is supposed to be a trade skill. Let's say we make a sale and sell 4 tires. The boss has to pay $60 per tire. And let's say the boss is paying $15 for the tire tech to go and put these tires on. His now total cost comes to be $255. Now let's say the boss doubles the cost of those tires being $120, you got 4 of them, and then $120 for a labor hour, making it a total of $600. And that means the boss comes out with $345 worth of profit. Now, of course, there's always a list of things that can just chip away at this profit. You know, sales, light, rental, waste, contracts, subscriptions, maintenance, advertising. So after all of that, we don't really know what the profit is going to be. So typical rule of thumb is about 10% off of gross profit. Now here's where things get fun. In our current job market, there are no new tire techs. I can't tell you how many shops I've worked at where it's only high-level techs and no tire techs whatsoever. It seems impossible to get any new blood. I wonder why that could be. So now you're in a situation where sales reps are selling a bunch of tires and you don't have any tire techs. Somebody's got to do it, so the boss is going to strong-arm the repair techs to do these tire jobs. But instead of having a low-level tech taking care of low-level jobs at a lower price, we now have higher-level techs taking care of low-rate jobs at a higher price. The overall cost on the boss has increased. Sure, he can increase the cost of the tires onto the customer, but because the competition amongst tire companies are so fierce to make those sales, it's easy for one company to undercut the other. So to offset the cost disparity between repair techs and tire techs, a lot of companies will develop a flex pay when it comes to tires. They'll say something like, oh, the pay is $4.50 per tire. So it'll add up to be $258, which is really, really close to what the cost of a tire tech would be. So now you have high-level techs doing low-rate jobs at a very low cost. And the messed up part is the boss is going to be extremely happy with this because he's got high-level techs doing low-level tech work. These high-level techs are less likely to make the same kind of mistakes, like breaking a sensor or scuffing up rims. So if you're in a shop where it's all high-level techs and no tire techs, and you've asked the boss why they can't seem to hire more tire techs, their response is typically going to be, nobody wants to work. You might complain to the manager saying you're not making any money. Well, the manager's going to tell you, well, there's no money in tires either. And that's just not true. If that was true, then no tire companies would exist in the first place. Compared to other types of automotive services, tires has a large profit margin and at a high volume. Now you might be wondering why these guys don't just simply refuse to do tires. Well, one of them might be the boss's favorite. Another might just not give a fuck and is perfectly content getting shafted every day. Maybe we have a criminal background and we're just happy to even have a job. Okay, that might be a little mean, but I'm saying it because it's true. Maybe a tire tech got a promotion as a repair tech, and they don't know that they're getting shafted. And the last two guys, maybe they do grow a spine and say, no, we're not doing tires. I promise you, there are going to be people in the comments who will say that they have tried this. And these folks here will make your life an absolute living nightmare if you attempt it. These folks might be friendly, they might be good people, but ultimately you are coworkers. They will put themselves before you, and you kinda need to put yourself before them. The only exception might be a true mom and pop shop, and even then, it's questionable. And that is a guaranteed way to trap high-level technicians to do low-level jobs at low-level pay. I need to do more dance videos. I've been a little cranky lately.